Today I'm reviewing the Skytech Gaming Chronos 3 desktop PC with a Ryzen 7 7700X, up to 5.4 GHz, NVIDIA RTX 5070 12GB, 32GB of DDR5-5600 RGB RAM, and a 1TB NVMe SSD. If you want to check current pricing or availability, it's linked below. I've used this system on my desk for gaming, content creation, multitasking, and everyday workflows. These impressions come from actual use rather than just reading specs. Let's set expectations early. This isn't a mini PC or an entry-level office box, it's a mid to upper tier gaming desktop designed to deliver strong 1080p performance and capable 1440p play. It's not chasing maximum 4K ultra settings, and it doesn't pretend to be a workstation for heavy GPU compute, it sits in that balanced performance zone. In real gaming, the RTX 5070 paired with the 7700X feels smooth at 1080p with high settings. Competitive titles and modern AAA games play consistently, and frame pacing stays controlled even during extended sessions. You don't see dramatic spikes or drops that pull you out of the experience, it performs predictably for its class. At 1440p, performance remains capable. Many titles remain playable at balanced settings, and the system doesn't struggle to maintain smooth frame rates if you're willing to tweak a setting or two in the most demanding games. That practicality is what this tier is built for. Thermals and acoustics are important in a desktop with a liquid cooler, and this is where real-world use matters. Under sustained gaming and heavier workloads, the 360mm AIO keeps the 7700X in reasonable temperature ranges. I didn't observe thermal throttling during my extended sessions. Fan noise under load is present but steady, it doesn't spike abruptly, and in lighter daily tasks it settles into the background quietly. The 32GB of DDR5-5600 RAM gives breathing room beyond just gaming. Running a browser with many tabs, background chat tools, streaming utilities, and content apps alongside games didn't push the system into memory pressure. It feels comfortable in heavier multitasking scenarios. With the 1TB NVMe SSD, everyday responsiveness feels brisk. Boot times are quick, game load screens are short, and moving files around feel snappy. That size also means you're not constantly managing space if you keep a decent library installed. Build quality and presentation feel in line with what a mid-tier gaming desktop should deliver. RGB is present but not overwhelming, and setup out of the box was straightforward. Connectivity, from USB to display ports, was practical and didn't require adapters for most displays I connected. Now, limitations matter. This configuration isn't aimed at extreme 4K gaming at ultra settings without compromise. If you want sustained 4K at the highest presets, that's a higher GPU tier. That's not a criticism, it's just where this hardware lives. Also, while liquid cooling helps thermals, it does add installation and maintenance considerations that air-cooled systems don't. In everyday use it was fine and quiet, but in small room setups you'll still notice airflow and fan noise during heavier loads. This system makes the most sense for buyers who want strong 1080p gaming with capable 1440p play, multitask across gaming, creation, and everyday apps, prefer a ready-to-go desktop rather than building one. Value solid memory and storage out of the box if your primary goal is pushing extremely high frame targets at 4K without compromise. This isn't the configuration that reaches that class. Here's the bottom line. The Skytech Gaming Chronos 3 delivers measured, stable performance in gaming and multitasking without chasing inflated claims. It feels intentional for people who want a capable, balanced desktop that can handle today's games and everyday use. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.